Hey, what's going on, everyone? I am gonna discuss with you. This is episode 28 of the Davidson Hang Reflections podcast, A Life Worth Living. So, today I will discuss with you about imposter syndrome and how that affects everyone. So, it was interesting. So, I interviewed three enterprise account executives. Well, more than that, but there's three who I want to speak about personally. Um, so when I interviewed Mimi for my podcast, it's interesting because she's super confident, like she's a boss. I was speaking with another one of the in San Francisco, and she's like, "Wow, like Mimi is such a boss." But during the interview, she discussed openly about how she would always be super nervous, like in speaking in front of like a large room, and when she had to present in front of like there was like 100 of us, like she was like freaking out. But it's interesting because on the outside, she seems super confident, and executive presence, I would say, is like one of her strengths. But it's interesting. And then also when I interviewed Amy Smith, she it was interesting because she's also very very confident looking, and yeah, it was cool just to discuss, like, when people discuss, like, their inner dialogue, it always fascinates me. And then with Zach, he was also an enterprise AE. So a lot of these people are the top of the top at LinkedIn, right? One of the best companies in the world. And you hear them discuss some of their inner thoughts, and you're like, holy crap, it's so interesting. So similarly, for me, I was presenting in front of a team. Yes, we had a lunch and learn with one of the teams in San Francisco, and the whole day I was like freaking out. I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I'm presenting in front of people, and there's like 11 other people." And it's just funny how our dialogue works, right? But and people have told me, like Zach, who I respect, who's one of the enterprise account executives, is like, Davidson, like, ironically, you told me, because I was sharing with him, like, yeah, it seems like you have it all put together, like on the outside, like you have everything, you know? He's like, oh, that's interesting, because I could say the same about you. Like, it seems like, you do everything. So it's just funny how imposter syndrome works and how we're always our own worst critic. And so some of the ways I've dealt with imposter syndrome, and I was speaking with my manager about this, was that, like, for instance, when I used to go to a lot of these networking events, in the beginning, I was so nervous. I would go to like, I had to buy like a suit and all this like dress clothes and and I would go to meet with partners of accounting firms and law firms. And then when I met with hedge fund managers that had like Harvard MBAs or had like a master's in mathematical engineering and stuff like that, I would totally be like, oh my God, I'm so way outside my comfort zone. But in a way, it helped me grow so much because I started to realize, like, we're all pretty much the same. And it took me a while, and I still deal with it, obviously, but I'm definitely much more comfortable. And things like doing Toastmasters and putting myself out there and making even videos like this. Oh my God, the first few videos, I was like, there was so much resistance. But today, Rose texted me. She was like, hey, can you do a video to promote mental health awareness? I was like, yeah, totally down. Let's do it. So I'm glad she pushed me to do this. Um, Thank you so much for helping me speak openly about my imposter syndrome. Would love to hear your story about imposter syndrome and some of the things that you've went through. But yeah, hope this resonated with you all. The action item here, and you could ping me after you've done it, is just to make a quick video about your version of imposter syndrome. And yeah, tag you're it. I'm gonna tag a few of you. Would love for you to do this challenge. Cheers.